Good morning, Coastline family. Shane here. Wanted to speak to you a few moments about John 4. We find the familiar story of Jesus' encounter with the woman at the well. In verse 3, we see that Jesus was traveling from Judea to Galilee, and the word says that he needed to go through Samaria, which is not a common thing. Jews would often go around Samaria if on their way to Galilee, just to avoid the Samaritan territory. Samaritans and Jews were not friendly. We continue to read that around noon, Jesus arrives at a well to rest, just in time to have an encounter with a Samaritan woman coming out to draw water. So a couple of things here is we first see that it's high heat time. It's noon, middle of the day, and a woman is coming out to draw water. Two, as we're reading the story, we see that Jesus asked her for a drink. So a Jew, Jesus is actually asking a Samaritan woman for help or in need of something. This woman was actually drawing water in the heat of the day because she was actually an outcast in her own town. She was coming in the middle of the day because she knew that that would be a time that she could be isolated and not to be with other women and get criticism. She was avoiding that from others and avoiding others just to come out into the middle of the day. And based on her conversation with Jesus, we find out why. So Jesus actually calls out that she has 5 husbands, and she was working on her 6th. So she was the talk of the town, and not in a positive way. She needed this Jesus encounter. As this divine meeting continues, we see that Jesus actually reveals himself as the Messiah to this woman. We just have this example of Jesus's love for people and his willingness to break down walls to reach their hearts. Jesus didn't define her by her nationality or her status or her sins. He saw her for who she was and who she was to be in him. He saw her heart. We even see that through this woman's testimony that a lot of the city actually came to hear Jesus and actually believed. Just an amazing story of just grace and perfect love. His unbound love pierces us in its status and social classes. It just stares in the face of uncomfortable. His love is always perfect and it's always on time. He cared so much for this woman at this very moment that he arranged his whole trip to have a divine meeting with her at that well. It was very intentional. He didn't see her as a Samaritan. He didn't see her as others saw her. He saw her for her and he loved her. I want to pray this over us this morning as we go about our days and our weeks. Lord, teach us to love without walls and barriers. Teach us to see others as your eyes, Lord. Be your church. Help us to hear from you and your leading. Give us the courage, Lord, to look uncomfortable in the face and the wisdom and the anointing to speak your truth and your life to others. Give us an opportunity today, Lord, to share your good news. Amen.